Significantly above seasonal trend in the east. Joining me now is Doug Gillum, our meteorologist and forecaster behind the scenes. Doug, I mean, in a nutshell, what's with this big warm-up? Why have we seen this in the last, I'd say, maybe a week or so?
Right. Well, we often hear about the January thaw. That's exactly what we've seen. A pause in the weather pattern, winter mission, as we have dubbed it.
Love that.
And, the country was really dominated by Arctic air from the Rockies to the Atlantic coast. And over the past week, we've seen Pacific air dominate the country. Strong jet stream coming into southern British Columbia just flushed out that Arctic air from coast to coast. So temperatures have been running above seasonal now for the past several days.
When you say flushed out, so the jet stream separates our colder air to the north, the warmer air to the south, so it kind of just sort of pushed it back where it belongs?
Well, and just washed it out. I mean, kept the coldest air bottled up in the Arctic, and then the fast west to east motion just really swept that Arctic air away and allowed milder temperatures and winds downsloping off the Rockies to really take hold across the country.
All right, let's talk about a warm-up right from one coast to the other. I mean, look at these temperatures. Now, for Vancouver, their norm is, I think, around, 7 or 8 degrees?
Right, 6 degrees.
6 degrees. So 12.1 from Monday. Kelowna at 13. These are beautiful temperatures. 16s down the south.
Spring-like.
Spring-like.
What a remarkable record to be nearly 10 degrees above the record that was set over 40 years ago.
Yeah, no kidding. That's true. And then it continues right through the prairies. Edmonton, it was a little chilly, but really relatively warmer.
Right, you think about where they have been. I mean, temperatures still felt 30 to 40 degrees, and they have than they were at their coldest point, and these temperatures are still well above seasonal.
4.2 for Regina. It's like tropical weather for them, right? All right, into Ontario, as we mentioned, Hamilton was about 5 on Monday, but Saturday into Sunday, 10 degrees for St. Catharines.
It felt like spring. Certainly nice to get the snow and the ice off the roads, but getting a little hard on the skiing.
There you go, yeah. I myself am really, really liking this warm-up. All right, now to the East Coast. Fredericton, 10.3, 11 degrees in Halifax, and it continues for them.
Right, a tremendous melting of the snowpack. We've seen places in Newfoundland that had over 100 centimeters of snow that cut less than half of what they had a week ago.
Yes, a lot of people maybe not so happy with that part. Okay, let's go to the analysis part of this, because we like taking you, Doug, over to the active weather set over here and talk a little bit about long-range forecasting. How long is this going to last?
Well, we are stepping down into a more seasonal pattern across Ontario. What this shows is deviations from what is average. Where you see the orange and the reds is warmer than seasonal, and that pattern continues for the western parts of Canada and Atlantic Canada, with a return to more seasonal or slightly below seasonal for much of Ontario.
Okay, now this takes us to January 24th, and then now this is to the last day of January.
Right, as we go into the final week of January, it looks like we're going to go back into the pattern that we saw earlier in the month with the cross-polar flow. The Siberian air mass is coming in over the top of the pole and bringing well below seasonal temperature.
We've actually taken this right to February 5th, and it looks a little chilly.
It does.
Okay, now let's talk about the here and now really quickly. We have a system in the prairies bringing extremely windy conditions.
Yes, certainly potential for damaging winds tomorrow. Widespread winds of 30 to 60 kilometers per hour with gusts of 80 to 100 kilometers per hour.
All right, thanks for your time, Doug. Stay with us. We'll have the latest on that storm.
Go to theweathernetwork.com for an